whether people accept it or not, the words are there. And all of that understanding, that misunderstanding that people have about Islam, at least that will be cleared out. Then when these people will see Muslims, they will know that my neighbor wasn't good just because he was my neighbor. He was good because he's a Muslim. He's not a good person just because he could afford to be in this neighborhood. He is a good person because he's a Muslim. These things need to be introduced to those people. And inshallah, if we go back with this understanding and with this responsibility on our shoulder, and keeping on our mind all the time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent us to this part of the world for a special reason. And I think no matter what our intention was of coming into this part of the world, of getting rid of the hardships or making money or whatever our intentions was, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala must have a different intention of sending us here. And every time good can come out of evils. If a person has a good intention, and at least make a good intention, a lot of good will come out of it. وَقُلْ جَاءَ الْحَقُّ وَزَهَقَ الْبَاطِلِ إِنَّ الْبَاطِلَ كَانَ زَهُوقًا. What is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in this ayah? The truth have come, and batil, falsehood, will always disappear whenever the truth will come. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the rule is not just because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was there. It's not because Abu Bakr and Umar radiyallahu anhuma were there. Innal batila kana zahuqa. He says this is the rule, that batil and falsehood always is looking for a way to go away. Falsehood will always will disappear and will vanish. And that will be when Muslims will bring Islam, and when people will bring the truth. Whenever truth comes, falsehood has to go away. There is no way that the falsehood will remain there anymore. بَلْ نَقْذِفُ بِالْحَقِّ عَلَى الْبَاطِلِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we throw the haqq, the truth, on falsehood. فَيَدْمَغُهُ. You know what does فَيَدْمَغُهُ means? When the truth comes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and we all use the word dimagh. Dimagh is a brain. فَيَدْمَغُهُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, when the truth comes, He hits the falsehood so badly that the falsehood loses its brain. فَيَدْمَغُهُ. It destroys the brain of the falsehood. فَإِذَا هُوَ زَاهِقٌ. Then the falsehood has to go away. It gets a brain hemorrhage. That's it. Disappears. It cannot live anymore with that. This is the power of the truth. Whether it comes from me, from you, from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the power of the truth. The truth itself has some power in it, just like a fire. No matter who will put up the fire, it will have the effect of burning. Same thing, no matter who will bring the truth has the power of taking over the falsehood. Of course, since it has to go to the people's heart, so when it comes from a heart, it has a better effect. It has a stronger effect. When it comes right from the heart, from the depth of our hearts, will get right into the people's heart. فَإِذَا هُوَ زَاهِقٌ. And falsehood always will disappear. This is what Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu knew before even the revelation of these ayahs. And he figured it out by his intelligence and his understanding. And he started spreading the message of Islam. And here we find out that these are some of the people, and at least 5 people out of 10 of those who had the glad tidings of Jannah, or the certificate of the Jannah in this life, were those who became Muslim because of the da'wah of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhu did 2 more very special things after that. One was, when the kuffar of Makkah, when the kuffar of Quraysh were torturing the slaves, he went and started buying these slaves and setting them free. And the second was using his wealth, all of his wealth, whatever he had, using it for the sake of Islam. Inshallah, we will go into the depth of these to find out how did he achieve these 2 goals of his life, what lessons we learn from Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu. There is a great lesson for us. A great lesson for us from this part of Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu's life. Not the spending. The spending, we all know the benefit of it. But freeing the slave, and what is it that we can do today to follow the footsteps of Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu. There are some great lessons we get out of these two things, these 2 points, and these 2 steps that Abu Bakr Radiyallahu Anhu took after becoming Muslim. Inshallah, we will talk about those steps in our next sessions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all of us to Sirat al-Mustaqim, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us tawfiq to follow the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the steps of Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'in. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.